You're hanging out with the crew of Divino 305, and today we have Vice Mayor Morey Wright, and we're in Tamarac. We're a little far from Miami, but we're gonna have a good time. Thank you, sir, for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for coming to Tamarac.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Where does your story begin, and how did you get to where you are today?
So my story is interesting because I'll take you way back, my American story.
Take us back.
My parents actually came from Brooklyn. They met in Brooklyn. My dad was born in Brooklyn, but he grew up in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
And my mom came from the Virgin Islands. So they met as teenagers in Brooklyn. I actually grew up in the Virgin Islands. So I grew up in the Virgin Islands, coming to Broward County, going to Flatbush in Brooklyn. And the first place my dad purchased a home was right here in Tamarac back in 1998. So Tamarac is special to me.
How important is it to have a good haircut and a good barber?
It is extremely important, especially when you're in public service, to constantly stay looking good. I actually was at a conference in California, and I got back yesterday. I got back on the red eye, so my sleeping patterns were out of whack. So I finally made it to the barbershop today. I actually just came from the barbershop.
There's nothing like a fresh haircut. Just
absolutely.
Boost your confidence. It's a good day.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your upbringing. What was it like, all this traveling, Caribbean, U.S., what was that like?
It was good because growing up in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico is 60 miles away, so all of our stuff came from Puerto Rico. So we often go to Puerto Rico, so I was exposed to Hispanic culture. When I would come visit my father, because my parents weren't married, I would come to Broward County. He first came out to Pembroke Pines, and as I said, he bought his first home in Tamarac. So I would spend my time in Broward County, going to the Marlins games, going to the Dolphin games, going to the Heat games. And I would go to Flatbush. I would visit my grandparents, having the New York summer experience. So I always say I'm the ultimate Caribbean person. Flatbush, Broward, going to Puerto Rico, grew up in a VI, going to Jamaica. So I had all that entire Caribbean experience in me.
Right. Well, why public service?
So for me, my entire life, I've had a passion for innovation, empathy for others, and a drive to make a difference. And I think public service allows me to pursue and encompass all those things that I've always been passionate about, innovation, people, and empathy, and a drive to make a difference. So I think that's the overarching thing and why I wanted to get into public service.
What is the future here in Tamarac? What does that look like? What can we look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. The future is bright. We have a bunch of, we're working on our downtown area. We're gonna have new exciting restaurants and shops and that type of stuff. And if you're in Miami and you have a business and you want to come to Tamarac or open for business, we have a huge Hispanic population. We have some nice plazas that are here. So please make sure you take a look at Tamarac. Good barbershops, good people, good staff, people who genuinely cares about public service. One of our commissioners, Elvin Villalobos, he actually grew up in Hialeah and he moved to Tamarac about 10 years ago. And he's one of the elected officials. He's part of the community. So we have a huge growing Hispanic population.
Well, Vice Mayor, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
My pleasure.